The Duchess of Edinburgh shared a sweet moment with the Prince of Wales, as they marvelled over artwork together. Sophie, 59, stayed close to her nephew, Prince William, 42, while they welcomed Japan's Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako for a state visit, which kicked off today, and admired treasured pieces displayed at Buckingham Palace. The mother of two jovially chatted with the heir to the throne as they took in works collated by the Royal Collection Trust. One of the creations exhibited was an embroidered folding screen, by Kawashima Oromono Co., that featured a scene from the Tale of Genji, an ancient Japanese novel. In it, a group of courtiers in traditional dress can be seen playing kickball beneath cherry blossom trees, prompting the Duke of Gloucester to playfully quip, "How did they keep their hats on?" Richard, Sophie exclaimed as she laughed and walked away with William, with the pair moving on to the next artwork together. Also chuckling, her husband Prince Edward, 60, then joined his wife and nephew, marveling at the stunning works on display. Sophie donned a stunning summery ensemble for the outing, opting for a white floral frock with short sleeves. She accessorized her look with a pastel pink purse and monochrome heels, wearing her blonde tresses down for the outing. Meanwhile, William and Edward sported sophisticated black suits. The royals joined the king and queen to welcome the Emperor and Empress of Japan. As well as her famously close bond with the late Queen Elizabeth II, Sophie is also believed to be close to both Kate, the Princess of Wales, and William. But despite their reported closeness, William and Sophie have not undertaken many royal engagements as a duo. However, in June 2023, the two paired up to attend a screening of the documentary Rhino Man. The film, which was produced by the charity Global Conservation Corps, shines a light on field rangers in South Africa who risk their lives on a daily basis to protect rhinos from being poached to extinction. And the two royals were all smiles as they arrived at the event, which they traveled to together, in a black 4x4. Analyzing the interactions between the pair during the engagement, body language expert Judy James told The Express that there was something terribly poignant about seeing William accompanied by Sophie. This, she said, was down to the look of pride and joy on Sophie's face as she looked at her nephew, which stirred up memories of the prince's late mother Diana, Princess of Wales. Elsewhere today, the Japanese Emperor and Empress received a glittering ceremonial welcome of military pomp and pageantry in London today as their long-awaited state visit began. Charles and Camilla greeted their guests on Horse Guards Parade, where some of the nation's most prestigious regiments were on display. The two heads of state warmly shook hands, as did their wives, under a large purpose-built pavilion that shielded them from the blistering summer sun amid 27°C, 81°F temperatures. William had escorted the Emperor and Empress from their overnight hotel in the capital, arriving almost 10 minutes late in chauffeur-driven cars. But his wife, the Princess of Wales, who returned briefly to the spotlight at Trooping the Colour on June 15 despite her cancer treatment, is not expected to take part in the visit this week. At the end of the welcome ceremony today, there was a traditional carriage procession to Buckingham Palace where a private lunch was held. The two heads of state sat together in the lead coach, followed by Camilla and the Empress, who has a chronic allergy to horsehair and therefore wore a white face mask as a precaution. Missing from the state visit is Princess Anne, who remains in hospital today after suffering minor head injuries and concussion after she was reportedly kicked by a horse on her Gatcombe Park estate in Gloucestershire on Sunday. At about midday today, the King and Queen had an awkward wait at Horse Guards Parade because the Emperor and Empress of Japan were delayed in traffic. Their Majesties arrived on schedule just before noon and were greeted by Sir Kenneth Olisa, His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Greater London. Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako had then been scheduled to arrive at 12:10 p.m., but guards, who chatted anxiously at the sidelines, were informed at 12:14 p.m. that the Emperor and Empress were 1 minute away, but they did not appear until 12:18 p.m. Palace aides confirmed the unexpected delay was due to traffic. The King and Queen appeared to be in high spirits and were seemingly unbothered by the delay, making polite conversation to pass the time. When the Emperor and Empress did arrive, with William in tow, the ceremonial greeting passed seamlessly. Waiting on the parade ground was a guard of honor formed by the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards who, when not performing ceremonial duties, are fighting soldiers. They were joined on parade by the mounted band of the Household Cavalry with their magnificent Shire drum horses, leading 4 divisions of the dazzling Sovereign's escort of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. In the distance could be heard the low rumble of a 41-gun Royal Salute fired from Green Park by the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, and at the Tower of London the same number of volleys was fired by the Honourable Artillery Company. The Japanese national anthem was played, and the Emperor inspected the Guard of Honor, accompanied by the King, who walked a few paces behind his guest. The King wore a morning suit with a top hat, and he briefly removed his headwear as a mark of respect when he passed the regimental colours. Watching from the pavilion were the royal women, the Queen, wearing an Anna Valentine dress and Philip Tracy hat, and the Empress along with the waiting dignitaries. These included Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Foreign Secretary Lord Cameron, Home Secretary James Cleverly and Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley.